Big love or big obsession? We unpack attraction, body image, and where the line is between love and fetish. Today we have here David. David, thank you for being here for the second time.
Of course, I'm happy to be back.
Yeah. So tell me, I don't think we really got a chance to unpack this last time, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Okay, so I grew up in Orange County, in the city of Santana, 714, all day, every
Shout out
day.
to 714.
Shout out. I grew up there. My life's been pretty interesting. I was like born and raised Jehovah's Witness, and that was like really traumatic, and that led to like a lot of how I think and how I move about the world now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a little bit about growing up queer and in a very conservative home. So a very interesting childhood for sure, and youth. And then I currently, as an adult, work in HIV prevention, actually HIV treatment now. So I that's kind of the field I'm in.
Right.
And I've been doing that for maybe like 4 years now. But I've been in community health for a long time. So
Right.
that's kind of what I do as a grown up.
So lots to unpack there for sure.
For sure.
Does your family still practice?
My adult, like the older siblings do. Actually, yeah, most of them do.
Most of them do. Are you out to your family?
I am.
Okay.
That was a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna be.
Share with us.
Yeah, given the intensity of the religion. I don't know if that's the correct term, but just given how conservative it is and how, I guess, homophobic. I don't know if I want to call them homophobic, but just given how much trauma I had, I thought it would be more difficult.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was really late. It was like literally just a couple years ago that I started talking to my family about it. But they knew.
They knew.
They knew.
Yeah.
But it was like conversations where my siblings were like, "Hey, like, we know. We just want you to know we love you, and we may disagree on some things, but that'll never, we'll never stop loving you," and stuff like that. So
and they initiated those conversations?
My oldest sister did. That was really interesting. I was really scared to meet with her a couple years ago. We met at a restaurant, and she's like, "I've been in therapy, and you came up in therapy," and I was like, "I came up in your therapy," but I came up in her therapy, and then she was like, "Yeah, my therapist just encouraged me to just talk to you and confess to you that I know, and that I just affirm my love to you or whatever." So that was really interesting.
Yeah.
It's still very much like, hey, we still practice this religion, FYI, but we love you. So it's very.
Do you feel like they're like accepting but like not 100% accepting?
Yeah.
Because I personally feel that with my family too.
Okay.
Like my family, they all know, and I'm openly gay to them. But I don't feel like I can be my authentic 100% gay self around them. So that I've put some thought into that, and makes me feel like I'm accepted but not fully accepted. If you know what I mean.
No, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is, how old are you?
Oh God.
David.
I know.
Is what's happening. You are like 34. David? Nobody cares.
A lot younger than I am, but I'm gonna be 32 in like 5 days.
Oh my God. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Next question for you. What kind of guys are you into?
Oh my God. Joey.
Do share with all of us.
I don't want to sound shallow. I don't want to be like, when I get asked this, like on apps or like dating apps or whatever, I usually answer, I don't have a type, but
okay, what is your pattern?
Okay, that's a good question. That's a lot better.
I think it's a better way of saying it, because I too don't necessarily have a type. And I always tell people, like, if they really want to get into it, I'm like, for every type there is a type.
Right.
So I don't have a type, really, because I have a type for every type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what is your pattern?
My pattern. God, I'm gonna get canceled and clocked for this.
No, you won't. I think I've heard and seen worse than whatever you're gonna say.
No, I think for sure there has to be some like sexual compatibility.
Of course.
But I think for the most part, I do have like a cultural thing. So Latino men is kind of my type.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm not open to other cultures or ethnicities. But I always tend to gear more towards like Latinos. And yeah,
I feel like it's easier to date a Latino guy just because, and I speak for a personal experience, because I think that we have a lot of cultural things in common that it makes it easier to flow, right? There's certain aspects that that other ethnicities I don't think would necessarily understand right away. Can they understand it? Of course, absolutely.
Right.
But I don't think they would understand right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I my first language is Spanish, and so Spanish speakers have like a very soft spot.
I've never heard you speak in Spanish.
No?
So this next card, you're going to answer in Spanish. Are you ready?
I think so.
Are you ready, David?
I think so.
It actually starts with David ...
Okay.
So, setting the tone.
Okay.
What is a chub chaser?
Oh my god.
En Spanish, por favor.
Okay. So, I don't even know how to say chaser in Spanish.
Maybe the next card we'll try in Spanish.
Okay. So, okay. Joey, when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about, I was like, okay, David, let's keep it real, like, surface level, but then also I was like, okay, let's get into some like deep, like some depth,
and be authentic.
Okay.
Right? Like just
right.
You're listening to the Unscripted Life of Joey. Want more? Follow us on YouTube to meet our guests, book unscripted moments for your next event, and don't forget to say it after the beat, because every memory deserves to be heard.
New season, new shirts. Get your merch today.
Get it now.
On my link tree in my bio.
I want to say, as I was driving, and even last night, and just a couple nights ago that were leading to this podcast that Joey invited me on, or this episode, I was thinking to myself that it's important that I preface by saying that everything that I share about what I know about chasers and chubby chasers and community is solely based on my experiences.
Right.
And they do not encapsulate everybody or every chubby person's experience with chasers.
Yeah.
And that what I share through the questions that Joey's going to ask me don't necessarily reflect everybody's opinion. They're completely my experiences.
Yeah.
And I also have to say that we come in like different sizes, right? And so my experience is very different from someone that is probably 200 or 300 pounds heavier than I am.
Right.
And so I don't speak for like super chubs and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't intend to, because their experiences are different. And then people's experiences with chubby chaser culture are also very different amongst each other. Does that make sense?
And thank you for bringing that out, because that's true, right? We are just having an open dialogue about the subject. At the end of the day, what people choose to do with their lives is up to you guys. Correct. Whatever makes you happy is all that matters. You know what I mean? For me, the reason that I decided, hey, let's have this conversation is because the last time you were here, we had a full-on dialogue on this, and it was such a passionate conversation. I was like, we got to do this.
No, for sure. No. Yeah.
So thank you for being here and having this conversation with me.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of like research. I think there's like a science behind chub chasers.
Okay.
And I have some theories.
Okay.
And I've like, I've used like AI and stuff and had conversations, and like it's brought up like different
things,
and
you went down the rabbit hole.
I for sure did.
Oh,
I loved it. It was really good. It was really, really
insightful.
Good. Very insightful for sure.
Yeah.
I also have been in therapy for about 1.5 years. Haven't seen her in a couple of weeks because of insurance and my new job and stuff. But I haven't brought it up to my therapist, and I probably should. But I did my own kind of research, and so a chub chaser, just to give like a
general context,
just like a general dictionary definition, is an individual that admires bigger people.
Okay.
Sexually, romantically, a combination of both sexually and romantically, or a combination of just sexually, right? Or just romantically, and so on and so forth. So it's someone who is relatively, or most of the time, not always, but most of the time, thinner than the person they are pursuing or seeking sexually, romantically.
Okay.
So that is like the textbook definition.
Got it.
But I know that eventually we'll have more questions that'll create more depth.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Trust me. And it's so funny that you actually provided this in-depth description, because I did think about adding like a description on it, but I was like, no, we'll ask. Okay. And so you did a great job.
Awesome.
Can you recall the first time you heard the term chub chaser?
Probably I came into my sexuality and my sexual self at a pretty like later age. So I didn't technically hear the term chub chaser until probably my early 20s, or like maybe like 21 or something like that. Really?
On an app?
Probably. It was probably Grindr. Okay. And it was someone who told me, it was probably the conversation, if I'm not mistaken, the conversation was probably like, hey, send a picture, and then I did, and then he goes, and then he probably said something like, you look amazing, and then later eventually introduced himself as a chaser. Okay. And so I think that was my introduction. I'm pretty sure it was Grindr.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say that my first introduction to that was, I mean, I came to my sexuality at a younger age-ish, kind of. I based that just on high school, how everybody knew what a dick was and pussy was, and I did not know at that time. So, kind of late bloomer, but not really. But the first time I heard the term, I was on an app, and I had shared a photo, and they're like, oh, well, this is what I want to see. And I was like, no, I don't want to show you that. I was super shy, super and they're like, oh, I love that. And I was like, that's the first time that I heard the term chub chaser, because he's like, that's what I like. I'm a chaser.
Yeah. I think similarly.
And I've also I don't know if you've heard of this, but I've also come across that there's guys that like seeing people like eat.
Feeders.
Is that what they're called? Yeah. Look at you teaching me. Feeders.
Yeah, feeders. So those are folks that like to watch you eat. Now, I don't know. I don't know if let me know if I'm getting too ahead of the questions, because I know that we can go real deep. But a feeder is someone who likes to basically watch you eat. And damn, maybe you need to cut this because I lost my.
I'm super fascinated by this whole feeder situation, because I know very little of it, and all I can think of, free groceries. Fuck. Especially with the price of groceries now, So, actually, I just remembered that there was something that I wanted to mention from when you were talking about like who you are, introducing yourself. You mentioned that you are an HIV educator, right? I want you to know that it's very meaningful and very impactful, the work that you do. You know what I mean? So because it does go a long way. And as you are aware, in the Latino community, there's it's such a sexuality is such a taboo thing still, right?
Yeah.
We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about HIV. We don't talk about STDs. We don't talk about any of that stuff because it's taboo still in the Latino community.
Yeah.
And I say that out of experience. And I feel like when I was first coming out and I had no one to guide me, luckily there was internet and I was able to find a place like Bienestar, who had a youth group, and predominantly it was them teaching us about safe sex. And because of that, I feel like it helped me become very knowledgeable on the subjects of HIV and STDs. You know, I've heard a lot of times people be turned down because they're HIV positive, and it's like, no, like, be knowledgeable, learn, educate yourself, because everyone deserves someone, and you shouldn't turn someone down just because you're not knowledgeable on the matter. You know.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, and I think similarly, my introduction to queer culture was also through healthcare, and I think that that's the experience of so many queer people. Again, I can't speak for everyone, but I think for a lot of queer men, that's sort of our experience, is that our first connection to the community is through healthcare. And it's really funny because that's how you get connected, is through like going to your local LGBT center, your local Bienestar, your local nonprofit to go get a test. And it shouldn't be that way, right? People should have circles of community that are not just in a healthcare setting. So I appreciate you bringing that up. But yeah, I think you're right. Also, regarding folks that are HIV positive, if you're listening and you've never heard, I encourage you all to look up what is undetectable and what that means. And essentially, if you're undetectable, you are untransmittable, which means that you can't transmit HIV through sex. And so it's a conversation that we need to have as Latinos, as people of color, or in general as a society. Even more so now that we're experiencing such heavy cuts in funds for HIV prevention and education around the country. And so unfortunately what that's gonna cause is a rise in HIV cases. And so more now than ever, we need to really become educated about sexual health, so that we can prevent stigma and take care of each other.
Thank you, David.
Of course.
All right, so back to the subject now that all the serious stuff is out of the way. So I put out a poll today. Did you see it?
I did.
Okay, good. Did you know where I was going with that?
I knew that it was like people think, or this is what people responded.
Okay, so the poll says, Chub Chaser, a type or a turnoff? What would you be okay with? Would you be okay with dating someone who's into you only for your body type? And it was a yes or a no, or what were their thoughts? What are your thoughts about that?
I think it depends. I think, like I was saying earlier, I'm a growing person. My thoughts are constantly changing. I think it's case by case. I think I haven't met the right person. I don't want to say I don't like chubby chasers, or I don't like being approached that way, because it is flattering. It is flattering to be messaged and be like sort of, thrown flowers at and like thrown cute messages at.
Girl, they're throwing flowers at you?
No, it's just
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. So anyway, I think it just depends. I don't have a yes or no, but I am open to folks or guys reaching out that are chub chasers. But so far I do have a lot of critiques on chubby chasing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you share those critiques.
No, I think we're gonna get into it for sure.
I hope so. So some of the responses that I got were, it's like a comfort thing, being with someone chubby. They give the best hugs, is what one person said.
Okay.
The next one said, no, I'd need them to be into all of me, not just my body. Weird, laugh, my humor, and everything else. A little typo there. Oh, here it is. If they're fetishizing, help me pronounce.
Fetishizing?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, is what it says. I'm okay with it until my body type becomes fetishized. Then someone's flat out said turn off. It's a turn off to them. And then another person said attraction is first. What you see, if you like rounder folks, then go for it. So any thoughts around these?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I think it sounds about right. It sounds like there was a chaser in the mix, talking about hugs and how they feel better. Sounds like conversations I've had before when I was doing some digging and some investigation. Because I've had very deep conversations with some chasers, and I was like, okay, let's talk about the science behind this and
like trying to understand them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And luckily, he was really open to kind of explaining the rationale, like explaining why he's attracted to bigger guys. So it was really cool. He was sharing that.
I love that.
Yeah, he was really open. It was a whole thing. We don't talk anymore.
Let's get him on the show, please.
I don't know that people want to talk to me, but yeah, he was. It eventually turned out that he was like in some poly thing.
Polyamorous relationship.
It was, and I was like, I don't know that I want to meet your boyfriend, but I know, fucked up, but whatever.
Boyfriends.
That's a whole other conversation. So yeah, it was like this third person kind of thing. But yeah, so he had a whole conversation with me, and he was willing to share that. But going back to the different answers, yeah, they sound very familiar.
So next question. Tell me the most cringe pickup line you've ever received.
What, like from a chubby chaser?
From anyone.
From anyone? I don't know. There's been so many. It depends on what app I'm on. It depends on what kind of picture's up. It depends on a layer of things. But I think I've gotten like, it's always like, let me see the belly, which is really creepy.
That's what they start off with. Let me see the belly.
A lot, like I've gotten a couple of that. Obviously, a lot of just really direct sexual things. But I don't know. What about you?
I want to say that the most cringe pickup line I've received is, "I'd love to watch you eat." That's why I mentioned it earlier, and I was like,
"I'd love to watch you."
That's fucking weird. Having someone sit there and watch me like stuff my face.
That's fucking crazy.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think media, apps, and nightlife spaces have shaped the dating pool?
I think so. This is a really good question because I know that shout out to the precinct in downtown LA because they're struggling right now.
Yeah.
With staying open, and they have been a pretty body positive space for a long time. Fat Float's happening tomorrow night. I'm still thinking about going for my birthday, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, it's the bar scenes have definitely changed a little bit. A lot of them have been closing, and I think it's mainly because folks are talking to each other on apps.
Yeah.
I think that to go back to your question, I think social spaces are becoming less and less necessary for LGBT people or gay people or queer people because people are able to connect more through the internet. And so many people are able to just like hang out outside of those spaces that used to be very necessary safe spaces where a lot of discrimination existed 30 or 40 years ago.
I feel like with anything, I feel like technology has really created a space of awkwardness out in the real world. People don't know how to communicate. Like, people don't know how to approach you and have a conversation. They do this whole like smile and like staring at you thing, and it's like why don't you come over here and talk?
Yeah, I feel that.
You've been to Temple, right?
I've been to Temple, yes.
So everyone knows, all of my close people know that I love going to Temple just for the music and the vibes, you know? And I went and I got super hammered not that long ago, maybe 6 months ago. And And there was this guy. It was so fucking strange. I was literally, I was close to where the DJ booth is, and he was standing by the bar.
Okay.
That distance.
And it goes like, you're talking about the bottom level.
The top.
The top level, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
then there's the bottom. So
closest to the little door on the side.
Right.
Right.
Not the entrance.
Correct.
Okay.
So by the patio.
Right.
Yeah. So from afar, he's going like this and like, you know, like doing all this. And
Like
I was
flexing?
like, yes, dude. I was cracking up. I was laughing
What?
because I was like, is this what we have come to?
Wait, so did he approach you?
After the fact.
Interesting.
After the fact.
Okay.
It was weird. Anywho, I hope he watches this because I'm talking about you.
Wait, do you have contact with him still?
No.
Oh.
God, no. Okay. Tell me a time that you were out in the nightlife and you had like a cringe story.
A cringe story. So, this happened a long time ago. There was a bar in Orange County in Santa Ana called Velvet.
Okay.
Did you ever go to Velvet?
I have really not gone out much over there.
Okay.
The only thing I've gone to over there is Bravo.
Okay. Well, by the way, Bravo doesn't happen anymore.
Oh.
I know, really sad.
Thanks for breaking my heart.
I know. Bravo was really fun on Saturday nights.
So was
happening anymore.
Arena and Circus.
Yeah.
Good old times.
R.I.P. to all those iconic
Fault Line.
iconic bars. Fault Line's gone?
Fault Line's been gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so I was at this bar called Velvet in Santa Ana, shut down right when the pandemic started because they were like, we're not going to make it
Yeah.
through COVID. And so, but yeah, that was a bar that I frequented a lot because it was just like 5 minutes from my house, recently 21, and I was like, okay, gay bar, let's go. And
do your thing, gay bar.
yeah. And then I was like, I'm gay, I gotta go to gay bars.
Yeah.
And so and so I walked in one night, and you just like I don't know if it's cringe, but I think you just see people from high school.
Yeah.
And I wasn't out in high school. I mean, they clocked me, you know, for sure, but
Yeah.
I wasn't like out. And then finally like seeing people from high school, and then like, yeah, you know, I'm here, I'm gay, whatever. So those were like cringy stories, I think. One time I saw someone, this is a good story. One time I saw someone at Velvet that I went to church with, that I grew up going to church with. And I had the biggest crush on him. Hopefully, I don't know if he watches you, I don't know.
Oh.
But I had the biggest crush on him, and if he watches, then I'm happy that he's listening to this. But
call him up.
Very handsome guy. He's a cool guy.
If not, meet him at the speed dating event.
Right? Come through. But yeah, I saw him there, and there was like rumors, because, you know, church rumors and stuff like that he was gay or whatever. It's really toxic. But I saw him that night, and he was really drunk, and he was like, David, and I was like, yeah. And we had, I don't know, it's not cringe, it's more heartfelt. We had this like moment where it was like, yeah, like I grew up Jehovah's Witness too. We grew up in the same congregation, and then it was like a really sweet, heartfelt moment. Didn't see him again, but yeah,
someone that went through what you went through.
Correct. And
understood what you were going through, as I was saying earlier about like dating Latino men.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it was beautiful. Our eyes got teary. It was really cute. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That wasn't cringe, it was heartfelt.
I know. I hope he's okay. Hit me up. Send me a message.
Send him a message, whoever you are. All right. So, do you recall any generational or cultural differences in the perception there is now versus then and now?
Of what?
In chub chasing and like, yeah.
Like culturally?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get into chub chasing a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, in my experience, chub chasing is recent. It's like the last maybe 4 or 5 years. So if I'm gonna be 32, you're talking about like 27, maybe 26. I didn't start embracing it until about 4 years ago. And I went on the apps, and the very popular ones are like Growler or Bigger City. And I've connected from people all over the world, and I've had good connections, and I've had good experiences. But I can't speak on like a perception as a youth or as a younger person, because I don't have recollection of chubby chasing prior to like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. I want to say that for me, at least, I feel like the environment was like unaccepted, shame, shun, you know, kind of like when you go to West Hollywood. How all the twinks
Body
look at
types,
you.
that's what you're saying.
How the twinks look at you like you're too big to be here.
Got it.
Like
the
this is not your hood.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's definitely a subculture of queerness.
Yeah.
So I don't think that. I think
back then it was very silent, and now it's become like a bigger thing.
No pun intended.
Yeah. No pun intended.
No, for sure. I think you're right. I haven't sat down and like really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. And I was trying to understand whether it was because I came into bear chasing or chubby chasing culture.
Yeah.
Or if it was an actual shift.
Right.
In queer culture.
Right.
But I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
I think it's me coming into and embracing my body and embracing like being chased and embracing talking to chasers.
Yeah.
And also a shift in like queer culture.
You know, I've been with chasers in the past, and my personal issue with that is I want you to want me for me. I don't want you to want me because of my body.
Okay.
And the reason that I say that is because I have been told in the past, oh, if you were skinny, I wouldn't be interested in you. And then it's like, I know for a fact that like I'm, for my own health purposes, not for vanity, but for health purposes, I need to lose weight. Right? So I'm not gonna live an unhealthy life because I'm in fear of my said person leaving me. And I say that because I have been also told.
Preach.
I've also been told, if you were to lose weight, I wouldn't talk to you.
Right.
And it's like, bitch, please.
Right.
I won't talk to you. How about that?
Right.
You know?
There's so much to unpack. Unpack right here. I want to start off by saying that that there's a couple layers, right? The first question that I have for you, and I think that'll kind of bring us to more conversation, is the first question that I have for you is sexual attraction is a thing, right? Just like you and I both have types, I think people are allowed to have a type.
Yeah.
And I think that there are thinner people out there, thinner men out there, who are allowed to have a bigger boy type.
Yeah.
I think that that's completely normal.
Yes.
I think that I embrace that, and I'm very happy to hear that you like a big boy, because big boys have been marginalized and ostracized, like you were just talking about, for years and years and years.
Right.
So I think it's a positive thing for bigger boys, bigger men to be loved and encouraged and just sort of, not encouraged, but like appreciated. So that's a good thing. But I think that there's a piece where it's like, you're right. Like I don't want to have like advanced type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure and end up on dialysis, you know, like
knee problems and being winded just tying your shoes.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that come with it. Those are the untold realities behind it.
Right. And I've also heard from people, another thing that's brought up, and another thing that's brought up is, you're cute, it's just you're not proportionate enough, or you're not tall enough. You're a cute chubby dude, but it's always like but, or you know, if you lose weight or if you gained a little bit more. So that's when it starts getting really weird.
Yeah.
When you have this like really like defined picture of the fat boy you want,
Right.
and you're obsessed with, that's when I start kind of backpedaling, and I think to myself, okay, maybe you should see a therapist.
Yeah.
Because now it's not about me as a cute chubby person. Now it's about this fantasy that you have of a perfect chubby man.
Yeah.
That you're like looking for and digging for, and that you may or may not find.
Yeah. As you're saying that, I can think of an ex-boyfriend that I had where he was a chub chaser for sure. And the thing is that I was straight up, I said, like, I'm on a health journey, not because I want to be skinny, but because I want to be healthy. You know, I've lived so long unhealthy, and there's a lot of things happening that I need to lose the weight, right? And I don't know, like, I put myself in this mindset where I felt like, was he really going to be happy with me down the line? Not being what he's into?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I seen the kind of porn he would watch and the kind of guys he was into, and it was just like, I can't fathom that down the line I lose all this weight, I'm like, you know, thin or whatever, and how am I gonna make him happy?
Right.
I'm not like, this is what he's attracted to,
Right.
and I'm not gonna look like that. So what does that mean for us?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I totally get it. And I don't think that anybody, that's where my criticisms come in, because I don't think anybody should experience that amount of anxiety with someone that they are quote unquote in a relationship with.
Right.
I don't think anybody should fear that their fluctuating body, because all of our bodies fluctuate.
Yeah.
We lose weight, we gain weight. We wake up and we're a little less bloated than we are in the evening. There's so much that happens to our body.
Yeah.
Like, we retain water.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, whatever it is, we gain weight with stress. We lose weight if we stop eating sugar. Like, our bodies are constantly fluctuating.
Right.
And to live with the stress of not knowing whether or not your partner is going to be attracted to you if your body's changing is unhealthy.
Right.
So I think that's where I start drawing the line between this is no longer about you just liking bigger bodies. This is about you having this really weird relationship with weight. And if you think about it, and we can get into this as well, a lot of these chubby chasers are thinner people.
Yeah.
They're either, I've talked to some that are really thin. I've talked to some that are like huge bodybuilder dudes. I've talked to guys that are relatively chubby as well, but not as chubby as me, and like the body difference. And so, yeah, I think I'm studying, or I'm kind of in this in between of learning when are the red flags rising,
right,
and when is it getting kind of weird.
And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that's my next question. Right? Any tips for spotting chasers? Literally, that's what was coming up next.
Any tips for spotting chasers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because how you were saying, like, studying and finding that fine line. Because I think the word that we have been seeking for in this whole episode is unconditional, right? Love me and want me unconditionally.
Correct.
Yes, you're attracted to me because I am thick. I love it. Love me for me, right?
Right.
But love me unconditionally. Make me feel and make me comfortable knowing that no matter if I'm fat or if I'm skinny or if I'm in between sizes, you're still gonna want me.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right.
So, any tips on how to spot a chaser as of now, where you reach that fine line?
Where I find the red flags?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Red flags are this is what I've seen a lot. If they like you and they fetishize you and they want to see your tummy, if they want to see your tummy, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because they want to see the fatness. That's where it's like there's a part of my body that you want to specifically see. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Another red flag is probably like the eating stuff.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
A little?
Yeah.
Come on, David. It's a lot weird.
I love eating and I love food. Let's go eat for sure. And you can watch me there, but don't record me or do anything weird like that. But yeah, so that's another red flag. And then the proportion stuff. The you're cute, but I wish you were fatter. That's weird too. So those are my red flags when it comes to chasers.
Chasers, okay. How do you challenge body fetish? How do you approach it? So let's say I'm talking to someone and then I realize, oh, red flag, he's a chaser, right? And probably only likes me for my weight. How any suggestions how I would approach that or how someone would approach that?
You know, I'm
even on a dialogue basis.
Yeah, I think I would just say something like, hey, like you know, I appreciate the love and I appreciate the compliments.
Yeah.
But let's focus on other things, or tell me more about what other qualities you like about me.
Right.
Tell me more about what other things you can expect from me, or what vision do you have of us together.
Right.
That are not related to our bodies.
You're so sweet, because I'm such a straightforward person. I'd be like, are you a chaser? Do you only like chubby people? That's how I am. I just like confront it head on, you know? Well, with that being said, David, thank you so much for being here. And for all of you that took the time to stop here and listen to us and just have like an open dialogue around this subject. Again, David speaks for his experience. I speak for my own experiences.
Right.
And we thank you for being here. Just remember that you are worthy, desired, and unique in your own single ways. Thanks for joining us. And until next time.
Bye.